What's up, y'all? Welcome to Wake Up Barstool. It's Wednesday. This means we got most of the Mostly Boys here. Skubal making his debut at Wrigley last night. What a scene it was. We got a coach's college football preseason top 25 poll. And we got Boog Sciambi joining the show
No, I'm sorry. I apologize.
hour two, so don't go anywhere because it all starts now on FS1.
Good start to the day.
Vibes are incredibly high. Hello and welcome to brand new Wake Up Barstool. Brandon Walker, Connor Griffin, KB. Of course, Brandon Walker, host of the Brandon Walker College Football Show.
Thank you.
Glorious debut.
Thank you.
Where's Ebo?
I was going to ask the same thing. I have no idea where he's at.
I saw KB.
Is he not in the chair?
Wait,
He's not in the chair.
where'd you go? You came in. Did you see him on the way in?
I did
you
not.
You came in right before the show
No,
started.
But I could have missed him easily.
Easily.
I know he didn't take the Adley news well.
No.
I mean,
Do you think he
Big
just?
time Orioles fan.
Wait, production. Did Ebo text y'all? Did he?
T-Bob, I'm here.
Where? I hear you in my ear. Ebo,
I'm
where
here.
are you? Where are
hear
you?
me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I tried to find a beach. Baseball season's over. I tried to find a beach, but there's a giant train behind me. This is the best I could find in Chicago, so I'm chilling here for a little bit.
Wait, hold on. Okay, I have multiple questions. First,
we're lucky a train's not going by.
I thought we lived in the city of beaches, but secondly, Ebo, wait, why are you checked out? Baseball season's ready to explode, dude. We got an awesome trade deadline. The Cubs are like, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, the Baltimore Orioles traded my favorite player, so nothing matters. I'm at the beach. I'm chilling. I don't know if you can see. I have sand in front of me. It's very thick, gravelly sand, but it is sand, so.
Yes, that counts.
Yeah,
that
I'll be
counts.
chilling out here for the rest of the show.
Listen, the best part about living in Chicago is you could just go to the beach whenever you want, really. So Ebo has found his beach with a nice fire hydrant in the background.
Looks like he's in prison.
It really does.
Well,
That guy's in
At
prison.
least
Well-
it's sunny, guys.
And that's the security guard's car back there. He's just in prison.
prison, except for how good the grass
Oh,
looks,
good
dude.
looking grass.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
shout out
sod,
Dante.
the sod took. For those that don't know, this was not normal. That was this area. Look, it was a disaster a few weeks ago until our guy Dante the Don took over. But wait, Ebo, I don't look so. But you're a big baseball guy. You can't be completely checked out.
Okay, fine. I'll check back in for the second hour.
Okay.
Give me 1 hour off baseball.
Okay. Well.
Okay, yeah.
But no, it's in the A block. Like we're supposed to talk
Okay,
about
all
all the
right, fine,
trades
I'm
and
fine,
everything.
I'm
This dude's gonna do this for
moratorium
an
on
hour.
my moratorium on my postponement.
I was going to ask. I was like, yeah, is he not going to come back
We're doing
until
this
8
for an
Central?
hour. He's going to sit there out there for an hour. It's
I-
great.
What's the plan here?
So I would love, yes, to go full like Andy Kaufman and just drive the bit into the ground and do Ebo do the entire show from the beach chair. Now, Ebo, so are you like you can stay in the chair, but are you tapped in for some baseball talk then?
Moderate amount. I'll let you know when it's too much.
Okay, so Skubal, he's the story of the trade deadline. He goes to the Dodgers. Debut last night. We love making grand sweeping declarations, right, on small game sample size or anything. Did how everything went last night with the Cubs handing the Dodgers their 5th loss in a row at a time when everybody's saying you might as well hand the World Series to the Dodgers. Does that change any of your feelings on this trade?
No, I don't think the regular season matters that much for the Dodgers. I think once they get to the postseason, they'll try out their stacked pitching rotation and be just fine. So I don't think a regular season, as Stephen Shea statement game, really matters that much.
I'm going to ask you a question, and
Yeah.
I anticipate the answer hopefully is no, because it really needs to be no. Do you remember last year in the regular season, I think it was around the trade deadline, the Brewers swept the Dodgers? I think they swept them twice, at home and in L.A. They swept them for the season series. Remember that?
No.
Do you remember the NLCS when the Dodgers and the Brewers played in October and the Dodgers beat the holy crap out of the Brewers for 4 straight games? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I do remember that.
Well, there you go.
yeah.
There you go. Nothing matters right now. None of this matters at all. It's great. Also, he gets traded and he has to go into a packed Wrigley, a Cubs team who's playing really well, right? The Cubs are playing well.
That'd be awesome.
So I don't think any of this matters at all for anything.
Look, Skubal threw well. Or it's interesting. He
looks
threw
good in the uniform.
He looked great in the uniform. He threw well while, despite not having his best stuff, I was kind of shocked. And this is actually, I think, a sign of how good he is. 60% strike rate last night.
Yeah.
It's his lowest in 3 years. Of any start, and he still is good enough to go 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks. So, yes, they're going to be fine long term. But I do think that this, I don't know. I think I'm a prisoner of the moment. I was at the game.
You're saying Skubal losing his first start is bad, or the 5-game losing streak is showing that they're not invincible?
No, I guess I'm just approaching it more from a Cubs angle, which is why I'm being prisoner of the moment. I know the Dodgers are going to be fine. Like you said, they got Blake Snell coming back.
You were also
Glasnow
there.
coming back. I was there. It was a great setting. I was with family. I bought these tickets for my birthday back in February, so we've been circling this date, and it just lived up to everything and then some. But the Cubs continue to look very good. They've reworked their staff. And so if anything, I would say it's not about the Dodgers not being a contender. It's maybe more about the Cubs saying, okay, we are an actual championship threat.
Yeah.
If the pitching moves work out.
You're calling it a statement win.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a statement series now.
I
They won
last
the
night.
series.
Well, no. I did the math this morning, okay? Last night was a statement win to give you the series win, but you can't have a statement series unless you sweep. So they have to finish the sweep, then it's a statement series.
Saying that was a statement inside the series. To make the series a statement inside the season, they need to win.
They have to sweep, and then it becomes a statement series.
And guess what? In 2 months, when the Dodgers are crushing everybody's soul, nothing that happened last night or this week will matter.
No, Ebo, that's not right? Somebody's going to beat the Dodgers.
I think Ebo's asleep.
Maybe, but the Orioles took 2 or 3 from the Dodgers, and look how they have me right now. So.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Brandon, is that how you had your local boys pose on the beach for that dandy dozen thing you were doing?
Can you expound on this?
Brandon was in charge of gathering local teen studs and doing a photo shoot on the beach for them in Northwest Florida.
Yeah, so we actually went out to the to the East Pass, to the jetties where Crab Island is, and we had them pose on the rocks with the Gulf of Mexico behind them. That's how we did it. And of course, I believe the 2000. Now, if you're talking about the 2013 Danny Dozen, or 2012, so 2012 had Jordan Leggett, who went on to Clemson fame. Then 2013, you had Denzel Ware, of course, who went to Kentucky and played defensive end. Nicholas Haynes.
DJ Thomas, remember you were standing in the mud?
Yeah, DJ Thomas.
Yeah.
DJ Thomas. It was a great group of young men there in Northwest Florida.
So these were some high school hard-bodied boys?
These were the 12 best football players from Okaloosa, Walton, and Santa Rosa counties.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Sick. Connor, let's throw up some World Series odds here. Because after the trade, I think the Dodgers got all the way down to plus 150.
I'd be interested to hear the rest of those names, by the way, just at some point. Yeah. I'd like to hear the rest of those names. And I don't think 15 years later or 12 years later, those guys expected to hear their names on national TV.
Right.
So throughout the show, can you sprinkle in those names for me? All right, so
really nice.
Go ahead, Connor.
Connor, Phillies trade for Arise. A lot of defensive swinging last night. He's awesome.
Gabe
Are
Moore?
the Phillies too low on this?
I think they're accurate right now. I think that's a good number. They've just been very, very inconsistent in terms of, one night the lineup just can't hit anything and they can't get any runs. Other nights it's the relief pitching that just totally lets them down. They have not been able to find a good groove since the All-Star break. And really maybe the All-Star game when all the Philly stars just didn't do anything. Maybe that was a sign of the bad stuff that was about to come. But I like this move a lot. There were a lot of people saying, this team's not worthy of going to make moves. You shouldn't be giving up your future for this team. They're not worth it. They're not going to win anything. I think you needed to try something. And last night in the very first game, it proved to be pretty fruitful. So we'll see. And I love this guy already. Took 2 at-bats for me to love Arise. He's the man.
Every team that gets him loves Arise. And he's on a different team every year.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's crazy. He wins batting titles. He hits .330. he's all the time doing highlights like that where he's getting a key line drive, and then he's traded.
Yeah.
No, not enough home runs. It's all.
Yeah.
It's all people care about.
That was the
Lame.
thing. Because they put him in the cleanup spot last night, and people were saying, why is he batting in the cleanup spot when he's like a singles hitter? And then he comes in, his first 2 at-bats, he's knocking in RBIs. So.
Turns out getting hits is still pretty
Yeah, it
good.
matters.
Huh, Ebo, you bum, you analytical nerd.
I can't hear you. There's a train going by.
Ebo,
On a beach.
I have a question. Is there a team that you believed pre-deadline you said, okay, they're not actually capable of making a run, and then post-deadline you think it pushed them over?
Oh, I got one.
I mean, it shouldn't surprise me because they've been good all year, but the Tampa Bay Rays, I think, are legit. I think Tampa Bay Rays added some pieces, and now they got enough.
Okay.
What about the can I throw the Padres at you?
Why do you want to throw the Padres at me, Brandon?
Well, the Padres in the playoffs have been able. They didn't stare down the Dodgers fully a couple years ago, but like they stood chest to chest with them and almost knocked them out. They added a couple of pitchers at the deadline. Their problem this year is their offense just isn't very good. But if they were to get in, I think they can't go pitcher for pitcher, but they can get close to going pitcher for pitcher with them. So that's why I kind of throw. And I don't think they'll be scared of the Dodgers. There's no intimidation factor with the Padres. Of course, they have to get in first. I understand that.
You said they were titty bumping with the Dodgers in the playoffs last year?
I didn't say titty bumping.
You said chest to chest.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you say that?
Ebo.
What's up, Bobby?
Now, you can't see this, but I'm looking at this NL wild card, and
Yeah.
you got to get off the beach, dude. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Cubs,
What, you see my
Phillies,
beat?
Diamondback,
Sorry,
Padres.
there's another train going by, Bobby.
There's so many relevant teams here, Ebo.
Yeah.
I know you're upset about the Orioles, but you got a new young core. You're younger in core than ever. Come off the beach. Get back in the studio with us.
Look at the Cardinals, only 4 games back of a wild card, and they still are 19th in attendance in Major League Baseball. It's really shows a lack of care and desire from that fan base. Not a very good fan
Let's
base.
get Wainwright back
Look,
in here.
to Wayno's point, I was at the game last night, and I didn't see one grandpa talking about hit and runs to any grandchildren. I was explaining balls and strikes and everything to my daughter, and she was dialed, but
Sure.
no grandparents explaining.
St. Louis Cardinals, the only fan base with old people
Yeah. Wayno's right, dude.
and family.
Tell you, dude, you're upset.
So what is it, 2012 or 2013?
Is there a boy named Gatlin you were trying to find?
Yeah. What was
You were
his?
chasing after him?
Yeah. What was his name? God, this is a good trip down memory lane. I don't remember it. What was it? Why you? Oh.
Jeremy, you don't get to be on the show and just go over the voice.
Oh, boat. That boat's gonna crash. Okay.
You're having to grow up. All right, we'll see you next. College Football Top 25. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool, where we love college football. And we have Brandon Walker, host of the Brandon Walker College Football Show, on the program. Oh, what's up, dude?
Oh, what's up, dude?
Ebo's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Studio. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, the beach was a little loud.
Okay, a lot of
And
train.
really not that relaxing out there.
Yeah. Well, welcome back to the studio.
Yeah.
Right now, though,
Great to
Ebo,
be
I got
here.
big news. The USA Today.
The
yesterday,
Cavs are popping, Ebo.
Thank you.
We got a coach's top 25 preseason poll. There it is. Put it up on the big screen, guys. I have the telestrator ready to go.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Brandon Walker.
Great
What jumps?
annotation.
I know what jumps out of me. What's the number one thing that jumps out of you on this list?
So I have saved my eyeballs for this until right now. This is the first I'm seeing. Number one is number one. I would personally put Oregon there. I think they're the most loaded team, but I have no problem with Ohio State. Number two, Indiana at 6, especially with the defensive news they had yesterday, adding in, and now his name
Daly.
escapes me. Thank you very much, Stephen Daly. They had a great defensive player from last year, and they're number 6. That seems low for the defending national champ who hasn't lost a game since a couple of years ago. Ole Miss is a little high. A&M is very high. 8 is crazy high for a team that has a decent quarterback and has questions along the offensive line. They should go down a little bit. Alabama at 11, fine. 12. LSU, That's pretty smart, putting them smack dab in the middle because they bought a $40 million roster. I don't love the quarterback, but what are you going to do with them? They could be a top 3 team. They could be a top 30 team. So put them right in the middle. That's smart. USC, BYU, Michigan just ridiculously high for a team who has a quarterback who didn't prove himself last year, a new coach. Penn State, another one that's high. But their schedule is so easy. That's going to end up looking right. Tennessee, Washington, SMU. SMU. No. They're not the 17th best team in the country is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they're going to get to pretend to be with that schedule this year, much like A&M pretended to be a top 10 team last year with their schedule.
Right.
Utah, Iowa, Clemson, Houston, and Missouri. Oh, my goodness. Missouri shouldn't be a top 25 team. I think you draw a line, T-Bob. Let's draw the line right behind 15, because right behind 15 is where you can just throw every single team
You
behind
spin a
that
wheel.
line in a sack. You throw them in a sack, you shake up the sack, and then you can do whatever you want with those 10 teams, and probably the next 10 teams after that. Teams like South Carolina, teams like that are is Louisville. That now we can't see it at all, T-Bob.
Yeah.
We can't see it at all.
You said throw them in a sack.
They're in a sack. So that's the sack.
That's a sack. You can't see through a sack. What do you have, X-ray vision?
What about a plastic bag?
Paper.
And see-through.
You would never call a plastic bag a sack.
It's paper.
He's got a point, yeah.
Sack speaks of like burlap or canvas or
Paper.
not. Yeah, sure. Like maybe like a brown paper bag. No, I don't think so.
I bet there's see-through sacks.
I don't think there are, dude.
There's never been a see-through sack?
No one has ever called a see-through. No, I don't think so. Actually,
All right, fair. Fine. Anyway, that
Unzip
is.
your pants.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I feel like people have thrown.
What do you need to say? Look at the graphic.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
crystal clear.
Yeah, yes. So people for a long time have thrown a fit about not being number one in the country. It's been a big honor to be the number one team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like with the 12-team playoff now, if I was any of these teams that was 1 through 6, I'd be so content. Like these teams, I think you could go to someone who's a college football fan and they could shuffle those 6 however they want.
So are you? Did you just flip Georgia and Texas in yours?
Yeah. Well, I don't really care enough to flip, but I could flip.
Are you sleeping on Notre Dame?
I'm saying Notre Dame's gonna have a boring season.
Snooze fest.
Here's what jumped out at me. You mentioned Indiana, and immediately off the bat, which still shocks me, and it's tough to gloss over, is like, it's not that Indiana's at 6, it's that Indiana could be in a preseason poll at 6, and my initial reaction is they could maybe be too low.
Yes, the new normal. It's
Still
weird.
absurd that that's a world in which we live.
Why aren't they number one? They haven't been proven otherwise.
Well, so that's the other dirty thing here, KB, is like, I don't know if preseason rankings have ever made less sense than they do now, where the roster turnover is so
they
extreme.
seem like they're based on nothing, but do they have any effect on the season? Like, is there like meaningful?
Well, hold on. I can answer your question. I mean, they're not number one because you look on paper and Oregon brings back a ton more production and a ton more talent, it looks like on paper.
Is a higher preseason ranking beneficial in any way to these teams? Does it affect the season?
It
Unfortunately,
can be.
yeah.
It can be, yeah.
Because it's what resumes end up getting built up. You beat
unfortunate.
you beat a team that's ranked now, that doesn't end up ranked, and that becomes something on your resume that then you say like, oh, well, this is why we should be ranked here because look at what we did here.
Well, not only that, but if Georgia and, say, Kentucky have the exact same season this year, and they both go 9-3,
Yeah.
at the end of the season, Georgia, because they started ranked 30 spots ahead, will be ahead of Kentucky. It's just that's just the math of the thing, even if they have the exact same season.
I also
they won't have the same season. Just using those teams for example.
Yeah.
Everybody relax.
So I agree with you on Texas A&M. They're replacing all their offensive line on their defensive line, no Concepcion, and they play. Now, it's funny with the conversation, but if you want to look at like the amount of teams that each one of these teams plays on this list, they play 6 ranked teams, second most in the entire country. The only team that plays more, the Texas Longhorns, play 7 teams on this list.
How many does Oklahoma play? Because they got the second hardest.
They got Georgia, Texas.
Yeah. They play Ole Miss.
Michigan in non-conference.
Yeah.
I think where these types of polls are really dumb is when you win games on the margins that are like you beat 21 and there's really no difference between team 21 in college football and team 32. But if I beat team 32, I don't get the credit for it at the end of the season. and they'll go and be like, you didn't beat
Yeah.
Team 21, even though Team 21 and Team 32 are probably identical power ratings.
So Brandon,
Interchangeable.
LSU plays 6 of these teams. Michigan plays 6. Ohio State plays 6. Oklahoma plays 6. And Texas A&M plays 6. Again, Texas, 7 teams, which I think is going to benefit Texas. I think it may lead to some short-term pain, maybe a loss or two, but when it comes playoff time, this Texas team is going to be as battle-tested as you can possibly be.
A couple teams off this list that I think should be on it instead of somebody like Missouri, and you have ruined it. I can't see anybody. Thank you. Wow. Okay. I like Houston there, but like, I think Florida should be ahead of Missouri, and I think Louisville. I think Louisville should be on this list ahead of SMU. They should be ahead of Missouri. They should be ahead of Clemson. I think they should be ahead of Iowa. Should be ahead of Utah. I think Louisville has a chance to be really good this season.
I was going to ask about that. Obviously, this is not the AP.
Yeah.
And the AP obviously is not the college football playoff poll that comes out
Sure.
later this year. This ultimately matters a little bit, but not a ton. The Clemson component to this, is there ever a day where we don't put Clemson in a top 25 to start the season?
Well, I mean,
This is like the last gasp.
your example is
Is-
right. Using Clemson is fine, but like Michigan at 16 is another example. There are just teams and brands that are going to be there regardless.
Yeah.
They're going to be there regardless.
Also, though, I mean, well, but Michigan has winning it. Like, Michigan's got some, I would say, momentum to him. Clemson doesn't have a
They have
quarterback.
been
But
declining.
but they still have a roster. Now, this can obviously go disasters like last year. They have a roster that is better on paper than their conference peers. Like, they should be able to win enough in the top 20, to end up in the top 25. Maybe they won't, but this is kind of a last gasp for them.
Yes, Ebo.
Draw a line at, Bobby, around 13.
Okay.
Draw a line at 13.
Like beneath it?
Yeah. And then
Around
box
it.
out 14 as well.
Oh.
Get 14 out of there. Which of these top 12 teams is most likely to not be in the playoff? Which of these teams will not be in
Great
the...
question.
Which team can fall out of the top 25
I mean,
by
you
the end?
gotta have major questions about Ole Miss. I still think Alabama's too high at 11.
I'll tell you what, Alabama is a little too high, but that, I don't know if you've looked. That's a very favorable schedule for them. They got a pretty good schedule, all things considered.
Put up Alabama's schedule.
Oh, it's A&M,
Yeah.
by the way. It's A&M. To me, it's A&M. A&M
I am.
went 11-1 last year and played 8 SEC games, and the 8 SEC games were against the first 7 of those games were against the 7 worst teams in the conference. That is statistically almost impossible. And now this is Alabama's schedule.
Yeah, they're going to go 9-3.
They got
This is tough. This is a tough stretch right here.
T-Bob, make sure that you're including that Week 5 matchup at Mississippi State in there too.
Oh yeah, sorry. This is tough. Yeah, my bad.
It's probably tougher than A&M at home.
Yeah.
For just being honest. Listen, they're starting 4-0. Then they go to Starkville. Let's be charitable and give them a win. They're 5-0. They're 5-0 going in the stretch of Georgia, Tennessee, A&M. At very worst, they're going 1-2. But I think they're probably going 2-1, and then they probably lose to LSU. 10-2 is very, very, very gettable.
I give you a proposition.
Yes.
The college football playoff at large, over under half a 9-3 team.
I'd say over because I think the SEC is tightly compact this year.
Over under 1.5 9-3 teams.
I can't go over that.
Okay.
That
But it feels possible that we could get 2 9-3 teams in, especially like
Remember 2 years ago?
Texas playing a
Yeah.
hard schedule. Oklahoma's got a hard schedule. Like there's teams at the top there. They're going to be like you said at a good starting point versus the field. They go 9-3. They'll have a good shot of getting in.
Yeah. 2 years ago, you had a logjam of 9-3 SEC teams, and they didn't take one in favor of putting SMU in. I think the committee knows that was a mistake. So I feel like if that were to happen again, I think you could have a logjam. They would at least put one of them in.
See here's I mean Texas. They're on the list. They're on the list. They're on the list.
It's a tough
They're on
schedule.
the list. They're on the list.
All right. Irresponsible to say at
They're on the
Oklahoma.
list.
as
They're
well.
on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, Florida's not on the list. My bad.
It's irresponsible to say.
We got something that truck is out of control.
Yeah, no, they're not playing at Oklahoma. They're playing in Dallas. Yeah, that's a tough schedule, guys. That's a really tough one. Although, I don't think Ole Miss is going to be as good as people think. At Missouri isn't scary if I'm Texas.
I mean, if they go 9-3, if they go 6-3 in the SEC, but they beat Ohio State, they're in. Especially if Ohio State goes 11-1 or whatever,
Yeah.
wins out.
It's just nice to
10-2.
see logos and.
We can't already be doing 9-3 playoff conversations.
We absolutely can, T-Bob. We're talking about what some dummy coaches said that don't even watch the games.
I'm gonna blow something. We can't do it. Out of the SAC teams, who can enter the playoff? I'm looking at SMU.
Oh, Penn State. I think Penn State's going to
because the ACC road is potentially open.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Kevin Jennings is back. They've won. Like they kind of were closer than people realized last year. Before. So yeah, I like SMU out of SAC teams.
Listen, I think in the ACC, Miami's going.
Oh, and then
Miami's going, and they're taking somebody with them. Don't do that. What are you doing?
I'm circling Houston.
That's my circle team this year.
I know more about Willie Fritz than you do.
You do not.
Yes, I do.
You do not. I circled this team weeks ago.
Connor Wegman's good, and they got the number one overall recruit in the entire country last year, Keyshawn Henderson.
You can't take my circle team, dude.
So it should be another one.
Can I tell you?
The answer was Penn State in that group.
Iowa will not move from 22
ever.
Iowa will finish of any team closest to their preseason rank.
This is going to be about as big of a Big 12 game as you can get this entire year.
Well, that's silly. That's silly.
What do you mean?
And there's going to be a lot.
Are you trying spaghetti?
It's going to be stop doing that. There's going to be a lot of the Big 12 is going to be tightly compacted and highly contested. I think there's going to be a lot of Big 12, and I can't say that Houston at Texas Tech in Week 3 is the biggest one.
It's going to be about as big a one as you can find. Yeah, absolutely. The only other ones are going to be like it's going to be Houston, Texas Tech, BYU. They're going to be the big three fighting for the playoff spot. And so anytime any grouping of those teams are mixing up, it gets this many circles.
No Utah.
Post Whittingham, I'm not sure.
Okay, all right.
Can we get 3 teams from a non-Big Ten SEC conference? Is it possible? Could we get 3 Big 12 teams? Could we get 3
No,
ACC
we're okay. All right.
No.
The way you asked it at first, the answer was going to be an easy yes.
No, I'm saying can one of these conferences that is not the Big Ten or SEC
get 2?
Get 3.
What you saying? The ACC get 3?
I'm just saying, like that's
or the Big 12 get 3?
Yeah.
No,
you
that
don't
can't
see a
happen.
world where
because Notre Dame's taking a spot too.
Okay. Fair.
Notre Dame's taking a spot. Then obviously we're going to throw a little bone to the group of 5 for some reason. So they get a spot. Now you're down to 10 spots.
Mississippi State struggle.
Oh, put that schedule back.
You got ACC. You got Big 10, SEC, ACC. So that's 4 spots off the board. All the conference champs. So now we're down to 6 spots. And the Big 10 and the SEC are just going to hog those spots.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not happening. Put the Penn State schedule up.
This is embarrassing.
I will be there week 1.
Oh, they got to go play Josh Allen and the Bills?
This is the easiest schedule you could possibly get in the Big Ten. That said,
no,
I don't think Penn State's that good. I don't think they're going to make
that Week 5 to Week 7 stretch is like sneaky tough. Like,
Thank you,
No,
Evo.
that's what I'm saying.
Like Northwestern,
That's going to be the first game in the new Ryan Field.
If that's tough, this team's not worth talking.
I'm just saying
Friday night.
that's a trap spot, especially if we I don't like to do the look ahead stuff. I don't really believe in look aheads, but if you believe in look ahead,
This whole segment's look ahead, Bo.
Week 5 is a look ahead spot.
Wait, why are you saying no? How would you craft an easier Big Ten schedule than this?
2 years ago, Indiana had the easiest conference schedule in the history of college football.
They beat Michigan in there. It was like this schedule. It was this schedule. This was Indiana's schedule 2 years ago, I'm saying. This is like basically the exact same thing.
I think they, by the way, that was a 7-5 Michigan team. They didn't beat a ranked team. They didn't play a ranked team
Beat Alabama.
Until Ohio State. That was last year. They didn't play a ranked team until Ohio State. They're going to
USC?
There's how many ranked teams are going to be here? USC's going to be ranked. Michigan's going to be ranked. Washington's going to be ranked.
That's fair. But we do avoid Ohio State, Indiana, and
That's
Oregon.
not fair. This is absurd. You don't have any of the top 5 Big Ten teams. This is as easy as a Big Ten schedule
I'm
as you
getting
possibly get.
producers in my ear saying I left out Iowa and Illinois. I apologize.
Well,
But,
Illinois
we're not
does
playing
have-
those guys too.
Illinois does have the biggest college football video board in the country now.
That is, fair point.
I
Pretty sick.
can see 5 losses on this.
So, and that's like
I can get the 5 losses on this, but I could also see them going 11-1.
It's the first year-
There's a lot of variation here.
it's the first year Matt Campbell. There's a lot of transition. There's a lot of stuff that needs to
Wait,
be
bring
laid
that
for the
back up real
foundation.
quick.
So
You say that, but he just brought Iowa State with him.
There goes. Okay, here we
trust me, I know
Yeah,
there's
it's-
familiarity there with the Iowa State people, but we'll see.
Oh,
Stop
wow,
it, T-Bob. Stop.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Wow.
be there for Marshall.
Oh.
I'm gonna be there for.
Wow.
They lost the bye week.
Dude,
I'm
they
gonna
lost
be
the
there
bye
against
week.
Michigan. I'm gonna be there for the bye
Regular
week.
season ever.
Can I say something? Can I say
Yeah.
something to the producers?
Yeah, go.
And this is just me. I know they got to go to break. If you hadn't put bye week in there, then it wouldn't be off kilter. It wouldn't be off kilter at all. You would have 6 and 6, and it wouldn't be 7 on one side and 6 on the other. Why don't you put bye week in there?
Time out. You gotta know bye week. Bye week is
Pivotal.
it is pivotal.
Are
when judging
we
a
not
schedule.
smart enough to see a 2-week gap in the schedule?
Yeah, I much prefer.
It's an easier visual cue.
Yeah, I
No,
agree.
no,
Yeah.
I don't like. I don't
Yeah.
think bye week should be listed
You're,
like that.
You're insane if you think that. Otherwise, you think that like
You don't think a 6 and 6 would have been more visually appealing?
No.
what's that?
You don't think a 6 and 6 would have been more visually appealing?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because otherwise, you think, oh my God, look how tough that run is, and then you're like, oh wait, what are the dates?
But if
Oh,
I
wait,
see
there's a
October
bye week
10th and then
there.
October 24th is the next game, my mind goes, oh, bye week.
Yeah, but you're not jumping straight there. You're looking at the logos first. And then you're like, oh my God, look at all these back-to-back games. Oh, wait, look at the date. Oh, and then they've broken up. Connor, you did a great job. Not you, Connor. Other graphics, Connor. But we do have Connor Griff's
many Connors
ins and
we
outs
got?
coming up next. We got a lot of Connors. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool, everybody. It's time for Connor Griffin's Griff ins and
You
outs.
want to go to the beach, Ebo?
You want to come with me? You can go take my spot. It's saved down there.
No,
I
think
got towel service,
That chair's probably stolen.
drink
by now.
service.
I think you guys are going to like this one. I think we're going to have a fun segment. The stuff that we are bringing with us into next week, the stuff that we saw this week that we also said, yeah, not that cool. Want to leave that behind. Starting off with the
Your
first
outfit
in,
today?
we are bringing in farts into the next week and beyond. Farts are funny.
How crass.
Listen, we got to stop, being so highbrow and pretending like farts aren't funny. Farts are funny, and it turns out that Dante Moore, flatulence. Dante Moore, it was revealed at Big Ten Media Days last week, your favorite event, Brandon, that he just farts in the huddle. I think it was Jamari Johnson revealed that sometimes they'll just have farting competitions as they're trying to break down the huddle as a way of kind of making it a little bit more light and to keep the morale up high. And I'm curious, T-Bob, if this was a thing when you were around, when you were playing for LSU. Was this a farting thing? Was that a funny thing that the team would do for morale?
No.
No?
It sounds awful and boyish and not at all the type of attitude that I want out of my number 1 overall pick quarterback.
You don't?
I mean, one time in high school when I was a child and I enjoyed childish things, I may have let some flatulence go on the back of my quarterback's hand, but I was immediately punished when the next time he got under center, he pulled his hands out, which is like one of the funniest moves you can do in sports, because if you're under center and a quarterback pulls out, you punch yourself in the nuts, which is, I think, it's the only situation where you could ever make a man do that.
Yeah.
No, I'm out on this end.
Okay.
Would you rather your quarterback have no one go to his birthday party or fart all over the huddle?
You definitely the fart of the house. No one going to the birthday party is a crazy, crazy red flag.
Yeah.
Well, it helped Seattle get him at number 7, so. Or number 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bo Callahan, draft day.
I've never seen draft day.
Oh, if you've never seen draft day.
No matter what.
I don't think that's that crazy. I don't think if
not good.
If Illinois is not an avoid team, I don't think draft day is a
Illinois
how
is
have
not
you
an
never
avoid
seen
team.
this. Then I don't think draft day is a how have you never
We're
seen
all
this movie.
sports idiots. We have to watch draft day.
Yes.
We have to suffer through it together.
That is your homework for the weekend, T-Bob.
No.
Okay, fine.
They just refuse.
Yeah, I guess. What are you going to do? My first out, it's the unwritten rules of baseball. I'm tired of the unwritten rules. There was an incident the other day. I believe it was Gavin Williams who was throwing a perfect game for the Guardians, and the Diamondbacks decided to try and break it up with a bunt attempt. It goes wrong, and the Guardians are throwing their hands up like, dude, you can't break up a perfect game with a bunt. Sure enough, later on in the at-bat, guy gets a single. It winds up being this rain delay, and during the rain delay, as the team is trying to get the tarp into the field, the bench is clear because they're still so furious.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, that guy took a tumble.
got run over.
But the Guardians were still furious that the Diamondbacks tried to break up a perfect game with a bunt. And it's like, dude, like the game is going on. It's the top of the 6th inning. They're trying to get base runners on. They don't have to be, honoring your perfect game. They're trying to win the game.
We're just not on the same page here because, whatever unwritten rules I don't care about, but I would want to beat that dude's ass.
No, you're trying to get on base. You're trying to win a baseball game. You don't have to, be so honorable to this guy's perfect game on the other
I'm
side.
not saying
That's
they got to
crazy.
be honorable, but you can do things that deserve for you to be punched in the face.
I think it's fine to get angry about it, but also in today's baseball, actively defending your team, going for a perfect game when a guy's at 80-something pitches in the sixth, and he has no chance of getting it is kind of crazy. I don't mind getting mad, but he wasn't going to go past 7 probably.
Bench is clearing after that is wild.
I don't think the bench is clear enough.
Well,
I like a little confrontation in my baseball. Get out there, boys.
Did you see
over a
the
bunt?
Did you
Yeah,
see the
that's
Mexican
fine.
baseball highlight from
yeah.
yesterday?
That
Oh
almost
my
made
God.
it in, but I didn't know if I could show fighting on
We
television.
showed it yesterday, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay,
we
perfect.
did it.
Hold on. What?
Punches thrown, brawl. Yeah, I don't know.
It's.
I
Wasn't
guess
a
we've
murder.
shown it before.
It's a baseball fight.
We've shown it before.
What do you
that,
think?
that was a rough one yesterday.
I'm pretty sure we can show it.
Yeah, true. That's on me. People in the truck. Oh yeah, we got it.
Oh God!
Oh no! Ah, look away,
Viewer
Grandma.
discretion
Listen, there are
advised.
kids who watch this show.
No, there aren't.
Here we go.
Caught in a pickle.
All right.
Boom!
Bang!
He felt cornered. He gets to watch him get taken down. Boom! Clothesline.
It's a good fight,
Great,
Connor.
hey,
Yeah.
that was a great clothesline.
Can you imagine being on a treadmill right now somewhere on Planet Fitness in Paducah, Kentucky?
Yeah.
And you see this and you didn't know it existed because of us?
Sure.
Because of you?
That is reasonable to have the benches clear. A bunt to break up a perfect game, that's ridiculous. Anyway, my next I am very much in on sweepstakes. And there's a sweepstake, I don't know if you could call it one necessarily, but it's similar to it. Akron football says that all season ticket holders are eligible to be in a drawing. If they win the drawing, they can script the team's opening drive in their first game of the year against Robert Morris.
Oh, my Lord. Okay. Just don't say it.
I think this is
Say it, Brandon.
No.
Say it.
a very fun idea. Brandon?
Nah, it's just Akron, man. Just go for it.
Is
Who's
this-
the head coach there?
Huh?
Who's the head coach there?
Joe Moorhead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Joe Moorhead.
Oh wow. So I
Penn
was.
State-
Where
State
did
legend.
he coach before?
He was,
He was Oregon's offensive coordinator.
I also believe he was at a team named the Bulldogs, maybe maroon and white.
He's at
was
Penn
their
State
team.
for a minute, wasn't he?
He was the one offensive coordinator for our one Big Ten championship.
Oh, Brandon, he was at Mississippi State. He was head coach for a little
Truck,
bit.
can you
was
look up
it.
who has the worst winning percentage of active FBS coaches with minimum 50 games coached?
He's a phenomenal offensive coordinator.
Well, let's say this real quick on this Akron.
Phenomenal man.
If you read further,
Nobody's going to win at Akron.
if you read further, it says you get to sit in the room with Moorhead,
Right.
which to
that sounds like a
me-
room I'd want to be in.
which to me feels like you're going to get dictated to. I need Akron to go all the way with this. I don't want them to
Hand
just
him a whiteboard?
they playing a video game. They
Four
get to
verticals.
call the play
Yes.
and hand it in. It's one drive. Don't go half stepping.
Fake punt pass.
Anything. I want them to go all the way with this. Otherwise, I actually don't care about it.
What if the winner is an 85-year-old woman who's never watched football?
Sick. Go all the way with it. I don't
Sounds like
care.
you're going to
Again,
lose 21 to zip.
Because they're the Zips. That was good, Brandon.
didn't they not score a point for
Yeah, it
was a while.
Bad.
half a year last year?
It was rough. But anyway, I would love to see more of this, especially in the college game where people are trying to get
think they got
more,
going
more
at the
ticket
end.
numbers. They're trying to get more NIL money. This is a very cool idea. I would like to see more of that. My next out, KB, I apologize. I was praising these two last week. This I'm not necessarily a fan of. I'm out on PDA. Justin Herbert and Madison Beer after practice at training camp. This was a little bit of an interesting visual.
No.
A lot of people jumping on this as
You hate love.
No. Listen, I am for these guys. I want to root for these guys. This I saw, though, and I was like, okay, this might be a branch too far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, two beautiful people in love. That's
Yeah.
If you had a chance to caress God's magnum opus, would you do that, Connor? Would you feel it once?
I would. I don't know if it would be on the field. Now, granted, this was after practice. It was not during practice. But this was a little bit of an interesting sight where they're sitting. I think they're interlocked, their legs. And
If Madison Beer walked in here and said, I'd like to stroke your hair, would you say, not now, I'm on TV, not now, I can't do it?
You know what? Yeah, I would.
You would say that.
I would.
You're so full of it.
I absolutely would. Not in my place of work. Not in where I come and I try and find peace.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Connor.
No. I would not do it. Listen, I love them. I'm rooting for them.
You know what the
I said
problem
it's
is?
crazy.
If you have a
how
problem with
everybody
this,
was
you
talking
are
about
so insane. You
Carter,
are
I
too
saw you
sports
getting
brain.
twerked on and making out with a fox. What bar was that? 3 weeks ago?
What?
What are you talking about?
The
have that
6'3"
footage?
fox, who I happen to know.
You were not there.
Yeah.
That was not a no. That was
You
not,
are so red.
You did not see that. You did
Was
not
she
see
really
that.
6'3"?
You did not. Nobody saw anything. Moving on.
Man.
The only thing
Yes?
I don't love how he was sitting.
That's
the only
the
part.
thing.
That's the only part of it I don't love.
That's what took it to a level.
No,
like,
if anything,
this
if
is a little bit
anything,
odd.
that displays incredible hip flexor strength. Try sitting up like that
Core strength, yeah.
for
yeah,
a
for
significant amount of time while your woman is caressing your hair. I dare any man. Look,
well-
this is incredible core strength. Legs extended.
Now, Connor, there have been
I'm mad.
comparisons made to Anakin in Attack of the Clones.
Yes.
When him and Padme are rolling around in the grass.
Naboo.
I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of looks like it.
I hate saying
Anakin ended up being pretty freaking powerful.
it's coarse.
Maybe.
Now got Mike McDaniel there.
Everywhere.
Well, I'm rooting for Justin Herbert this year. I'm
Doesn't
rooting
seem
for the
like
two
it.
of them.
Really doesn't seem
that one. I was like, okay. I don't know if I.
Brandon, you want to recreate
it up.
that?
Hey.
You want to recreate that with me?
Yes.
Well, listen. On the topic of Brandon, my next in, it's Brandon Walker. This is Brandon Walker's
This is
time
my
to shine.
least favorite ins and outs we've ever done.
We are bringing Brandon Walker with us.
I did see that. That was cool.
Guy Fieri is tweeting out his show. Brandon just started the Brandon Walker College Football Show. It was a massive success. Go check it out on YouTube if you haven't. Although there was one point in the show where Brandon, his voice went out, and his wife had to bring him some tea, and it was throat goat tea.
Throat coat.
So Brandon is the throat goat.
Yeah.
Throat
and
coat. It says throat coat.
It's great to
Be
see.
the throat goat.
That's throat coat.
But
Also
it's-
says I love you. You're doing great with a heart.
And you did do great. It was a great show.
Yeah, I mean, and also to be fair to Brandon, that would have been a day where he did Wake Up, mostly Yak, and then the Brandon Walker College Football Show.
A lot of talk.
I'm gonna have to get my reps in and build my voice up.
Yeah. He's the throat goat. You guys should definitely go check
No,
that out.
that's
Brandon
not-
Walker, very much in as we head into
How long is this segment?
August, September, college football season, everything.
We got 5 more minutes.
My next are we,
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, yeah. My last outs, it's throwing stones. Too often people want to throw stones and they want to criticize the man in the arena when they themselves are not in the arena.
So let's set this up a little bit.
There was
Connor.
a guy who went to go play beach volleyball out in California this weekend at a very prestigious tournament.
Has he never been in the sun
and,
before?
and he left it a little bit short, and he was wearing socks in the sand because it was very hot sand, and the entire internet was criticizing this guy, yet they've never been on the sands of Manhattan Beach. They've never played beach volleyball at this level, and they don't know what it goes into to get a serve at the service line like that.
Just from a purely visual standpoint, you could not inspire less confidence. Your shorts are entirely too baggy.
Why are you saying you?
Your skin is
That's you.
I said there's some guy out in
comically
California.
pale. Your glasses are oversized, and yes, I don't care how hot the sand is. Your socks are crazy.
How are you that pale? You have been playing beach volleyball all summer in Chicago. At some point, you've been out in the sun.
It is at night.
Yeah, again, that's
It is at night.
Is it
That's
like-
not low UV time.
It's like 7.
I never said that was me in that clip, but if you are asking about my beach volleyball that I play on North Avenue Beach, yeah, it's late at night.
I don't think we can call that.
Now, I
beach
did
volleyball.
say this. I did think this when I saw the video originally. Is that I felt about you just overthought it. You overthought
Exactly.
the serve.
The person who was
moment
playing
was
there-
big.
T-Bob, that's the
Deep
first
down
time
your
he's ever
leg.
overhand served in his life.
What are you doing when you play? Do you play volleyball? What
I'm an
do you mean?
underhand serve guy.
That's what it's.
Don't you underhand serve that? That's
It's embarrassing.
play ball. It's once again time for Ebo's Baseball Bonanza.
Yep, and thank you for making this the shortest segment of the show, producers. I really appreciate that. Let's make this quick. Let's get baseball in and out. I'm going to start with the
no, time out. Just so you know, we're blowing through 8 o'clock. So you're not getting off the hook. It's not the shortest segment of the show. So continue.
It's not the shortest segment?
I don't have anything to
Brandon,
do
do
with
you
it.
have anything to say about it being the shortest segment?
Yeah.
I think you're a baseball expert, and I love your passion for the sport. You're also tiny.
The first tier, I'm just going to throw a couple teams in here. What is it today? August 5th? August 5th.
August 5th.
Sound right?
Happy birthday, Lee.
These are all the teams whose fans you can just look for a vacation, maybe Biloxi, Mississippi.
Ooh.
Maybe you go to Orange Beach in Florida, or is that in Mississippi, Alabama? Maybe you go to Floribama. Maybe you go to Fort Lauderdale. Just take a vacation.
Name all the beach towns you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I know. That's all I got. Yeah, if you're a fan of the Rockies, Mets, Reds, Giants, Angels, Athletics, beach trip time with your family.
That's not many, by the way.
Yeah. Well, here's another. The next tier I have is if you still want to watch baseball, must-see TV, just the Washington Nationals.
Still.
The Washington, actually, I do want to say, some pundits came on national TV last week and said the Nationals should be buyers, not sellers, and then they lost 6 in a row immediately after. They didn't win a game between those 2 points. The Nationals just score runs in bunches. They have fun offense. They give up a lot of runs in the bullpen. Again, always Nationals must-see TV.
Shutout last night.
Yep. Continuing on,
Must watch.
I have the false hope tier. These are teams that, like myself, like Orioles fans, believe they have a chance because the number in the games back columns say you have a chance, but you do not have a chance. That is the Pirates, Cardinals, Marlins in the National League, and the Tigers, Orioles, Blue Jays, Rangers, and Twins in the American League.
This is a good tier. This is a very accurate
And you
tier.
don't think the pedigree of the Rangers having gotten hot in late in the season once and winning the World Series helps them at all?
I think we're a little far removed from that, and I don't know. I just look at these teams. I'm just like, I don't think you really have true hope. Now, I will say there's a team below a couple of these teams that I do not have in this tier, and that is, we'll get to them later.
Oh, I see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll get to them later.
Now, Evo, to be clear, when you're talking about hope, though, are you talking about winning a title or making the playoffs?
I think just in general, like
or being a threat?
you think you have a puncher's chance or being a threat. I don't think.
Yeah, okay. I just want to establish.
So the
what our
Rangers are one
parameters-
game back. They have
Now-
no chance. The Twins have no chance.
Not that they have no chance, but I think you have false hope in your team right now. You're like, oh, we're only one game out. We have a chance to make a playoff run. I don't know if that's hope worth
Sure.
latching onto and believing in.
I think the Pirates are okay. I think the
I don't know. I kind of like it how.
Skeens is gonna snap out of whatever's going on with him at some point.
I like how Nicky framed it yesterday. He's just happy with the Pirates because they got him to training camp with 500 baseball. You know,
Yeah.
They kind of did their job. Their race has been run. They can go do whatever they want to do.
The Marlins
now.
just lost 12 in a row, right? Now they're still in the mix.
A little bounce back. The next tier. Now, I don't know if these tiers are in order, which it may be antithetical to the tier list. I'm
your
just
tiers.
grouping people. So my tiers are almost like little circles all around in a diagram.
Yeah.
They're not exactly hierarchies tiers. This is playoff
bubble
teams.
wrap.
Huh?
No, sorry.
They're like, yeah, it's like bubble wrap. Is that what you
I
said?
said bubble graph.
Bubble graph. Sure.
That's on me. I brought the show to
Playoff teams: White Sox, Astros, D-backs, Guardians. I think these are all teams that will make the playoffs or
Can't
are
win
around
the
a
World
playoff
Series?
spot. I don't know if they're good enough to win a World Series, but I do believe they are playoff teams. Where are you at with these 4 teams?
I would lean. White Sox seem like they have a little bit of magic to them. So anytime a team seems like they have magic, I would agree on the Guardians. I would agree on the D-backs and Astros. I don't know. I can't shake the Astros.
Yeah, the pedigree again.
Oh, the pedigree again. Yeah, I'm a pedigree guy. When it comes to competing in the postseason, I'm a pedigree guy.
Also, I mean, the White Sox literally do have magic. They have the papacy.
That is true.
The Vatican is in
Yeah.
play here, and it's a factor that cannot be ignored when you get to October baseball.
It might just be God's plan. My next category.
Right.
I thought you said the Blue Jays were out.
Just roll your eyes at all of us at once.
Let's go back to back
Okay.
with these. My next category. This is the teams that you should not let them get hot. Do not let these teams get hot because they could win a World Series. The Mariners, who we said behind all those other teams, are 2 back of a wild card spot, but the pitching is so good. Like the pitching is so top tier. If they get hot, you see them in a series in the playoffs. I don't think you want to see the Mariners.
I still think the hottest streak of all time is coming for Cal Raleigh.
I was going to say, is Dumper activated
You're still just
yet?
waiting on it.
I'm waiting on it. He's the worst. He went from one of the 2 best hitters in baseball last year to the worst hitter this year. I think he's going to hit like 15 home runs in a 12-game stretch at some point. And I think it's coming in like September, and this could propel him.
Padres, and then of course the Phillies who have made a
I
run
like
to
the
World
Padres
Series.
as well.
The Padres, don't let them get hot.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Tatis just starts hitting.
This tier is absolutely correct because these are the three teams. The Phillies aren't as good as the Braves, but if the Phillies get hot going in October, they can absolutely beat the Braves in the playoff series. We've seen that before. The Padres, you let them get hot and get in, they're not scared of the Dodgers, and then the Mariners can beat anybody in the American League.
Connor, what's the local smoke in the street with all the Philly defensive adjustments? Rise comes in, he's playing second.
Yeah.
Harper back to the outfield. Everybody that's bouncing around.
I think people are very excited about Harper getting back to the outfield. I do think that some people assume that Alec Boehm would be traded. He's still there. We'll see exactly if he's better in a different spot because third base was really never the spot for him. I don't know exactly how that's all going to fall into play.
How do we stop him from getting hot if we're not supposed to let them? We're just going to
have an umbrella over you, or
Don't let them get hot, dude.
Okay, my bad. You're right. You're right. My bad. I'm an idiot.
It's pretty soft.
Make sure the water's changed.
Yeah, I
All the
apologize.
fluids are right.
All right, what do we got next, Ebo?
The next tier of team, you let them get hot, and it's the Boston Red Sox, who have now won 24 of their last 27 games.
That's crazy.
They just gave up a good chunk of their future for Adley Rutschman. They just traded Marcelo Meyer for more pitching. This is a team that, top to bottom of the lineup, there's not a lot of wow. Like Wilson Contreras is having a good year. But, every player in their lineup is solid. They have good pitching, and it's the Boston Red Sox.
Can I say something? Dodgers-Red Sox would also be a beautiful World Series.
It would be.
Yeah.
Right,
run
Dodger
back.
Stadium, Fenway Park, the
2019.
uniforms, everything about it would be a beautiful World Series.
Yeah.
Marty Mush said it's not going to happen, though. The Red Sox aren't going to be in the
He says a lot.
He said
of
they're
things.
not going to be a playoff. I think they're basically as surefire
They're
within
five
the
games-
American
five
League at
games
this
up in the
point.
wild card.
Yeah, I don't see a world where they don't make the playoffs at this point. And their pitching is top tier in their starting rotation. So, and Chapman's still closing down games in the back end. I think the Red Sox are legitimate World Series contenders.
Is Adley going to be healthy for the
We'll
run?
see. His wrist. My understanding is that he is planning to come back in the next 2 weeks.
What was the ultimate injury update with Curtis Meade, who they traded for, and he got hurt in his second at bat? Was that a season?
I think it's reevaluating in 6 weeks.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So,
was
6
it
to 8
a
weeks.
broken?
It was a wrist.
Yeah.
Broken wrist, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, they're going for it.
Yeah.
They give up a good chunk of their future to go for it.
They'll have him
so-
in the playoffs, presumably.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I think the Red Sox are. I mean, they could. I don't want to get crazy. They could find a way to win this division. The next tier is just the title contender tier. I had the Rays, Cubs, Brewers, Braves, and Yankees in this tier. I think these are the clear-cut playoff teams you could see playing in a champion, the ALCS, NLCS, and maybe even a World Series. Would you disagree?
When did you come around to the Cubs on this after last night?
I've always had the Cubs, I think, early in the season. I think they play very, and I've said this a lot, robust style of baseball. They play very good defense, and I think they view playing in the postseason, basically in Wrigley Field, it's going to be cold. There's not going to be a lot of homers or offense.
Octigley.
Cover the ground with everything you got. So you got PCA, Bregman, Swanson, get everything. Nico Horner, cover all the ground inside the fence, and you'll be good. And they acquired some pitching, and they're going for it.
Don't sleep on Octawalkie up there in Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah, I just think that they find pitchers. Mm-hmm. They find pitchers.
They just engineer them.
I don't know, man. This Henderson guy I watched last night, he's good. They got and then they got Mizorowski at the top. Uribe comes in last night in the 8th. I went to the Milwaukee Brewers game last night.
Gas it.
98 with a sinker. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Would you disagree with any of these teams being title contenders?
No, those are title contenders. Although I might go back a tier and pick a couple more teams. But sure, that's a good tier. Good tier.
And the last year, of course, is just Los Angeles Dodgers. I know they've lost the last 2 to the Cubs. Those are statement wins for the Cubs, as some Cubs fans would say. But until proven otherwise, they're the person to knock off.
They're in their 98 Bulls run right now, where the 98 Bulls didn't have Pippen for a while. They lost 6 or 7 in a row or whatever, and it didn't matter. They knew come June they were going to be there. The Dodgers, nothing that happens right now matters at all to them.
If a don't let them get hot team gets hot, do they automatically become title contenders?
Oh, that's a great question.
No, but they could become the team that you let get too hot. But they could become title contenders.
I get it.
Yes.
Okay.
I would say the Red Sox are a title contender.
I would agree.
If the Yankees are a title contender, the Red Sox.
But I consider the Red Sox
Well, but
because of how well they're playing.
Yeah, just for this week, we needed to establish that the Red Sox have broken containment. They've gotten hot.
Yeah.
From now on, they'll be in the title contender conversation.
So
I look good.
don't let them hot team cannot be a title contender, but a team that you already let get hot could ultimately be upgraded to a title contender.
It's like how a gas can't be a solid.
Yes, I'm fully in lockstep with you.
Very similar thing.
Kyle, how the hell are you, man?
My 4-month-old cat, Milk, got diagnosed with herpes. So
That sucks.
yeah.
How do you combat that? Do you combat it?
How do you find that out?
I can clock a flare up from across the kitchen. He's a chip off the old block. Yeah.
Did you diagnose the cat?
Inflammation around the lip. Yeah.
I guess the follow-up question, did you give your cat?
That's kind of what I
don't
was.
know. I
that's
guess
what
I think it's
was-
more common than you think, feline herpes. But yeah, his face is.
That's where I've encountered most
hard
of
to
it.
love.
You can go to the link at the bottom of the screen, guys. Donate to feline herpes, and we'll be back with more Wake Up Barstool next. What's happening? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Look at that. 24 days of college football, 35 to the NFL.
We are so close.
Very close. In fact, we got a Hall of Fame game tomorrow, boys. Kind of excited about, which we're going to touch on in a second. But first,
Which Hall of Fame?
we got some news out of camps.
Okay.
CeeDee Lamb using a beekeeper mask
This isn't news. Well, you said we have news out
to
of
help
camp.
his vision. Look at that. This is not, have you ever seen something like this before? I actually love this. You know why, boys? If you want to learn how to beat the defense, you first got to learn how to beat the defense. And that's exactly what CeeDee's doing here.
Do I have
They
to
should
go?
really just be practicing with like a flashlight shining in his eyes for those late afternoon games in Dallas when the sun's shining through
Look at those
through
pants.
the
he had
west
to just
end
catch
zone.
I know the
Liberty
mask
Bell.
is the story here, but look at those pants.
Yeah. I think Pickens
do you mean?
tried to do this afterwards. And
Those are shorts.
Connor, you should have worn those at beach
football
volleyball. You would have looked infinitely more athletic.
Absolutely
I
not.
don't think he would have.
Why?
No.
He's not athletic.
Well, and
how
that's where you're
pasty white
totally
he
wrong.
is?
State champion in 15U basketball, South Carolina. Look it up.
See how pasty white, how terrible his hair looks.
That doesn't have to do with anything. Your
eyebrows?
athletic
You see
ability.
his
Jeremy,
eyebrows?
yes, it's that. Jeremy says, "How do we feel about the hand motion before the catch?" You're reaching. That's just normal. You're hitting like a little running simulation.
exactly like he's
and
running.
the catch. Yeah, get out of here, Jeremy. Take a lap, dude. You've hit the button too much. You said in the commercial break, Jeremy. Take a freaking lap. You know what? Can we send Jeremy to the beach chair, guys? Matt, can you send Jeremy to the beach chair and we'll check in with him? All right.
And listen, Jeremy usually I think is the bee's knees.
What's the
but
thought-
he's having a little bit of a rough show today.
What's the
Rough
thought
show.
process of a fan who goes to watch fall camp? Like, they're passionate, they're diehards, but like those people on the fence over there, what are they saying?
Well, you know, look, if you love a team,
Yeah.
you are. But then also, like, if you're an adult or a kid and you care about like meeting the players, interacting with them, there's great opportunity to do that there.
Yeah.
You get autographs. You get to see like
I guess I don't care about any of that.
a sick like catch or something. Yeah.
I'd go in a heartbeat. I would love to go to a
All right. So speaking of Hall of Fame game, guys, Carson Beck going to be starting for the Cardinals, and he's kind of got some hype coming out of Arizona training camp thus far. And I spent 2 years hating on Carson Beck. He proved me so wrong last year. So I'm going the opposite direction. I'm joining the Carson Beck hype train.
He's a good quarterback. Like, it doesn't surprise me that he can get into camp. Plus, he played 5 years in college?
Yeah.
5 years in college with some high level teams, some high level coaching. Yeah, it would make sense that he can walk right into a training camp at his age and be good.
They're supposed to be historically bad.
Yes.
3.5 wins is their win total. It's the
Yeah.
second lowest since the Jaguars and Panthers were expansion teams.
Yes.
Their win total was 3. Could this team? I mean, they're
going
Jacoby
over.
Brissett is like a veteran quarterback who can be serviceable. Is it crazy to think they can win like 5 or 6 games? Like, it's the NFL. These teams are closer than
They're in a
we would admit.
tough division.
Sure.
They're in a tough division. So there's 6 games.
Last place schedule. Can we get a Cardinals schedule real quick?
Yeah, let's get a Cardinals schedule.
Get a Cardinals schedule.
Let's
please.
work through this.
We're the only people that do this on.
I mean, if they were to play the
Selfish.
Dolphins, the Jets, the Titans, I could start believing.
Like, even Carson Beck is a rookie quarterback, yes, but he is was a 5-year player.
Like a
so
super rookie.
So he's experienced. So it's like, the floor is already kind of there. You don't know if he has a high ceiling as a quarterback. You have 2 floor quarterbacks. that can get you to 5 or 6 wins, right?
5 or 6 still feels a bit much. I mean, 4, yes, I'm 4 to 5. I'm with you. 5 to 6 feels gratuitous. I hate to say it, guys, and news that should shock no one. We don't have a Cardinals schedule.
Dang.
I know.
Where would we even get one?
An Arizona gas station, like a magnet. I love
that
a
might
magnet
be a,
schedule,
that might be a
dude.
Southern thing, dude.
What do you mean?
I feel like the local high school team schedule in the windows of gas stations in the college team. I don't know that I've seen that up here.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Gas station Southern thing. Magnets definitely all around.
Speaking of unwritten rules, look at this guy. The Mets just called him up, the lefty, Jeffrey Ann. Look at this strikeout celebration.
By the way, how
that
did this
he
get in
does.
this segment? I thought we were doing football.
No, just fun stuff.
We're bopping around.
Bang! That's sick. But there's no way he does this in the majors, right?
I hope he does.
No, I hope he does.
Yeah.
But there's no.
I think
This is going to be
I
beat
think
out
that's
of
who
him.
he
He
is.
did this in a spring training game
Did he?
when he was, believe so, when he was a member of the Rockies. I could be crazy.
Oh, I like that one.
He hit the Ray Lewis slide. Is that the Ray Lewis or is he in
The
person?
real shame is that it's for the Mets and not a playoff team, because if we got this in like an October baseball game,
He'd be a sensation.
like let's say he struck out Bryce Harper to end an inning, that'd be insane.
It'd be a sensation, yeah.
Ebo, how do you say no in German?
Murray.
9. Coming up next, we got Athletics Viking reporter Alec Lewis joining the show. We're going to do a quick check-in to Minnesota training camp and the quarterback battle that rages on.
Yeah, quarterback battle, sure.
What's happening, guys? Welcome back. I read The Athletic every day, and right now it's my pleasure to be joined by Vikings reporter Alec Lewis. Wait, who said no, you don't? You don't think I do?
I don't think you read anything every day.
That's completely untrue. Shout out Chris Branch, fellow LSU grad, does the Pulse newsletter, a great rundown of all the excellent articles. I've seen Alex work on there. Alec Lewis covers the Vikings for the Athletic.
Alex, stop shaking your head, dude. He doesn't read every day.
And Fox Sports Digital is also great. You should read that too.
Listen, whether he reads every day, you're right about Chris Branch. I was glad Chris Branch gets a shout out. And this guy does the Pulse. He's unbelievable. One of the best newsletters that exists. So Brandon, I got to give him credit. That's a good poll.
Thank you. Now, would you give me credit if I were to say that there's a quarterback battle going on in Minnesota?
Battle would not be the word that I personally would use. Look, I've covered this team for 4 years plus now. I've watched the arc of how the quarterback position got to this spot, and when the team signed Kyler Murray this spring, it was pretty clear at the time that he would be the overwhelming favorite to start the 2026 season, unless J.J. McCarthy drastically improved and developed and showed that every day. And I would say through 6 practices, there has been nothing that I've seen that would shift me from that being the perspective that I have covering this thing and being out there.
All right, let's take it from a different angle because, a lot of people say it's a battle. They want to go back and forth between the two guys. Let's just go forward. Kyler Murray has won the job because that's what he was brought in to do. What are the chances of a bounce back of him? Early in his career, we thought this was going to be maybe one of the next guys. Then, for whatever reason, it didn't age well in Arizona. He needed to get out of there, and he gets out of there. Can he be the next bounce-back quarterback in this league?
Yeah, I definitely think when you talk to executives who oversaw Kyler in Arizona, when you talk to coaches who are around him, when you talk to former teammates, there is a lot of optimism among those people about what this could become in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell, with Justin Jefferson as his primary receiver, and with an offense that with veteran quarterbacks has been pretty effective over the last 4 seasons. So I do think there is very much reason to be optimistic about what's possible. But I will say there is a fascinating layer to it that relates to how well does Kyler Murray, who has for the most part and for the majority of his career played in the shotgun, adapt and fit with Kevin O'Connell in an offensive system that has primarily existed under center. And that kind of how those two worlds marry together is something that I would say the focus hasn't been on it thus far. And the more training camp progresses and the more Kyler probably does get the lion's share of the reps, the more that conversation becomes the most important one to answering the question, Brandon, whether or not Kyler can take off at this stage in his career.
Ebo, because obviously JJ's kind of becoming irrelevant to the conversation. Before we go another direction, do you want to say anything about your champion 9?
I'm not giving up on him.
Okay.
I think to his point, there's a guy that hasn't played a lot of quarterback in the NFL, not been given a lot of opportunity, and he's been hurt a lot. So he's still very young. I'm going to give him a shot. I think the tools are there to be a good NFL quarterback.
I'll say this too. I mean, the complicated part of where the Vikings are right now is that they are entering Kevin O'Connell's 5th season, and he hasn't won a playoff game. Justin Jefferson is 27 years old in the prime of his career. The organization as a whole hasn't won a playoff game since 2019. And so they are very much in a short-term, winning-oriented mindset. And that just doesn't jive very well for, as you mentioned, a 23-year-old quarterback who has only played 10 games and who still shows and displays a certain level of talent. It's just they're in a spot organizationally that just doesn't coincide with quarterback development. It just isn't AA Springdale, Arkansas, to where you can just run a guy out there with no real emphasis on what the results end up being.
Well, Alec, kind of going off of that, the Vikings did have a guy in Sam Darnold that was a veteran, and maybe at the time, not necessarily a proven commodity like he is now that he's on top of the sport with the Super Bowl, but now that it's been a little bit removed since Darnold has won that Super Bowl with a different team, what's the vibe in Minnesota? Is there a sense of regret either within the organization or within the fan base over the fact that they had Sam Darnold in the building and they let him go and put themselves in this weird spot where now it's J.J. McCarthy versus Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of deep reflection from people internally, first and foremost, and then the fan base. I'd say the way they've received how Sam Darnold performed with the Seahawks has been feeling like they've been spurned once again as Minnesota sports fans, struggling to watch their teams succeed deep into the playoffs for more than 30 plus years now. So, I mean, look, the Sam Darnold arc and what he accomplished in 2024 and then how that led to him departing for Seattle and ultimately moving on to J.J. McCarthy, it's one that this organization will have to wrestle with for a long time. Part of the reason they made that decision was because they would have had to pay Sam Darnold, and their roster was so bare to where the draft misses required them to pay players in free agency. So they wanted to use that money elsewhere. But I think the more removed that I am from watching Sam Darnold play here, the more reverence I have for the professionalism, for what he stood for the arm talent. And so I would just say, for me personally, to see him do what he did in Seattle, it was really, really cool, because you cannot find anybody who will say one negative word about who that guy is and how he goes about his business.
Yeah, and that's in keeping with what we've heard out of Seattle on him. I would just say to those fans, the majority of y'all probably wanted him out there too, after how those last 3 games went in Minnesota. But whatever, credit to him and McDonald and everybody getting it done. To me, the problem with the Vikings this year is almost not even the Vikings; it's just the division, Alec. It's a insane division to try to predict. I think it's the toughest to try to predict in the entirety of the NFL. How do you score the NFC North right now?
Yeah, it's fascinating, man. The Bears, you talk to people in the league about Ben Johnson, and it's just nothing but rave reviews for what he's done, what he can do offensively, and what he's done building a culture there. And so there's a lot of conversation, understandably, about potential regression and turnover regression and offensive line health regression. But it's hard for me to hear what I've heard about the way Ben Johnson goes about it and think that the Bears will take a drastic step back. Then you go to Detroit. They added Drew Petzing as their offensive coordinator. If they can have more injury, if they can have more durability on the defensive side of the football, and if their offensive line can take a leap, I think they're going to be in the thick of it. And the Packers, I mean, I tell people here all the time, they probably don't want to hear it. Like, I think Jordan Love is a really good quarterback. A lot of people have issues with that, but and Micah Parsons obviously is not going to be healthy to start the season. But for like the second or third straight year, if you told me that this division ended with any of these teams 1 through 4, I think you would have you'd be able to understand how it got to that place. And it's fascinating, it's interesting, and there's a lot of, as you guys know well, like little intricate in division, I don't know if you want to call it rivalry or just there's a lot of ego within the division wanting to prove to one another that their ego is more worthy of having it, is what I would say.
If I were to ask you you mentioned Jordan Love there, and obviously you got Caleb Williams in the mix. If you were to rank the NFC North quarterbacks, how would you score it?
Man, that's a good question. I probably would go Caleb Williams 1.
Really?
Jared Goff. I don't know. Maybe that's bold. Caleb Williams 1, Jared Goff 2, Jordan Love 3, and then the Vikings situation 4.
But the answer kind of proves the point, though.
Yeah, but it's fine. It is a crazy division, a lot of talent. But you just said, I think Jordan Love is a really good quarterback. A lot of people don't think that. Then you ranked him 3rd in the division.
I'm glad you're holding me to the fire here. You're right. I could probably flip them all, in leaving the Vikings 4th, but I don't know. I just think Caleb Williams in that system with what he can do creating, like when you go to those games and you watch what he's able to do, it's just, I mean, I lived in Kansas City for 3 years and watched Patrick Mahomes create, and it's just kind of one-of-one stuff. I just feel like Jordan Love lives in this world where the perceptions of him are like back foot thrower and never can get over the hump. And I've just seen him play on time and in rhythm too many times to have respect for him. And then Jared Goff, every time I watch Jared Goff play, I mean, there was a game he played in Minnesota 2 years ago where he was like 23 of 25, just destroying Brian Flores' defense. And that just doesn't happen. So I've got respect for all of them, and I think you have every reason to.
It's a good quarterback division.
Alec, you got a great bookshelf behind you. What's your favorite book on that shelf?
Killers of the Flower Moon. I told you guys before.
I know
it's the movie, but it was a phenomenal book. But yeah, this is. I've got a good marketing director who has good ideas, and so they were much more creative than I was.
That sounds like a wife or a girlfriend.
It's a good, honest answer.
That's what I just heard.
It's a good, honest answer.
Brandon, I mean, I had respect for you coming in, but it maintains through this.
No, Alec, there's no need for that. No.
I mean, calling a wife marketing director is very smart.
Alec, thank you so much for the insight this morning, man.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Alec Lewis, go check out his work in The Athletic. Again, anything you need to know about the Vikings, NFC North, Alec gotcha. Coming up next, Boog.
Call my wife manager.
Boog Sciambi joining the show, talking a little Cubby.
Got to check with management.
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Right now, it is my pleasure to welcome on the man who, if you're here in Chicago watching the Cubbies on Marquee, you see him every single night. It's Boog Sciambi. Boog, what's up, brother? Thank you for joining us this morning, man.
What's up, fellas? Good morning.
So I was at the game last night. We had 5 kids under 8. We actually went for BP. We were there from 4 p.m. We stayed all the way through the end, and my God, was it worth it, dude. It was so much fun. Cookie Monster, stars out there, was over 40K people. There's been a lot of discussion on statement wins. In your opinion, I know it's one game, but how much did last night and really, I guess the last couple after the deadline mean to the Chicago Cubs team?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that you're asking me this because I try not to get sucked into stuff like this, but it's a little bit hard not to. It's a little bit hard not to. The last 2 nights feel as though the Cubs made it very clear that in terms of the Dodgers, they don't really care that this team believes in itself. It's a really good team. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they'll beat the Dodgers or that they'd be favored against the Dodgers, but they can beat the Dodgers. And there was such a buzz in the ballpark the last nights. It was a lot of fun.
In terms of Skubal joining the Dodgers, and then last night he looked fine, but the Cubs overcome him. It just PCA, man. I mean, that late game sequence, it was either 7th or the 8th, but he comes up 2 outs. He knocks in the insurance run. He steals second. He gets home. Did he make an MVP case in last night's game?
Yeah, I mean, look, right now, I recognize, I think I can be both biased and right. Can I?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
So I think I'm biased, but I also think he's the MVP. I mean, if you look at the last 50 games, and he's pushed the gap between himself and the next closest guy, and that includes Ohtani, pitching and hitting. So it's pretty incredible the change in PCA as a player in terms of hitting lefties, plate discipline, impacts the game in every single way, running the bases. He's the best defender in the game, and then offensively, he's turned into this monster that nobody saw coming in terms of the plate discipline and the ability to hit lefties. So that's been a really fun story. And then, the other part is there's personality there. Like, you can't take your eyes off of him when he's on the field. He's pretty compelling.
Hey, Boog. Brandon Walker here, the #1 college football media personality in the world. That's really not important here. But my question is about Wrigley Field. You mentioned a buzz in the ballpark last night. And I've talked to other people, a buzz in the ballpark the other night. Wrigley is always amazing. It's amazing every year whether the Cubs are good or the Cubs are bad. Now they're surging. It's a good summer. Do you feel like something's building here with this buzz at Wrigley? You feel like we're building to something special?
Yeah, I think, look, you're right that the thing that separates Wrigley is that even when they're not so great, that it's still a special place to go visit. But I do think that when the team is good, there is an energy there to that place. I'll tell you one of the ways you see it. You look at these teams that come into the ballpark and you get into a close game in the late stages and you see the pitchers and they're pushing the pitch comm on their hats because they're not used to pitching in an environment in the regular season where it's that loud late in the game. And you see it happen over and over again. So I look at it as it's a place with the weather being so all over the place. And then the crowd is always charged up. It's definitely a real advantage.
Well, I kind of wanted to revisit something else you mentioned. We talked about it a little bit in the break. The Cookie Monster, I saw that interview today. I had to ask about the Cookie Monster just because that's a legend of the game right there. What goes into prepping for that interview with the Cookie Monster? And when you do get in the room with them, what is that like?
God, it was funny, man. The guy, you forget as well that in terms of the grammar, that every sentence starts with "me love being here."
Yeah.
Me so excited. Me love Cookie. Me on Marquee Sports Network. Me here on Wake Up Barstool. Me love Wake Up Barstool. And it's pretty funny. And then look, as a kid that's right in that sweet spot in terms of watching, Sesame Street as a kid. I mean, hell, I had 2 fish probably 10 times. I named them both Bert and Ernie, and then they die, and we flush them down the toilet, and I get 2 more, and they'd be Bert and Ernie. So I'm totally down with Cookie Monster. It was fun to have him in the booth. He was funny when we asked him what his favorite player was, and he didn't want to answer, but then he kept saying PCA. Yeah, he was a blast. Also, there was a cookie making contest, so they made some good cookies last night.
Oh, nice.
Dude, my 3.5-year-old was beside himself when the 7th inning stretch popped up and there was Cookie Monster singing. He was
But it goes both ways, right? Because you can have kids that either are going to get freaked out by Cookie Monster or are going to be like really excited about Cookie Monster.
He was so. Where would you rank him among celebrities that you've interviewed?
Oh, he's 1.
Oh, there you go.
No, it's not even close.
Me 1-1. That was kind of Yoda.
1.
That was Yoda.
Cookie Monster I am. Ebo?
Yeah, well, I have a question about you, not necessarily about the Cubs, and it's a selfish one actually for me as well. I'm an Orioles fan. I am very aware of Boog Powell. You two are the 2 biggest Boogs maybe in the history of the world. Have you guys ever crossed paths, or have we ever had a Boog meetup, a Boog con?
It's funny. So the guy that gave me the nickname, it didn't happen until I started working. I was working at WQAM in Miami, and I was training on the board as a 21-year-old, and
Hell
the
yeah.
guy who was on the other side of the glass was from Baltimore, and he's like, "You look like Boog Powell a little bit." The next day, you guys know how it works. My mailbox said John Sciambi on it. The next day, taped over it, it said Boog Powell, and it stuck. I did get to meet him. I have met him multiple times. When I've done ESPN games, they've deked me out of the break where they give me a false count, and he takes it and says, "This is the real Boog." He's always been super kind, and he's a giant. I don't know whether you guys have met him, but I mean, he makes me look like an hors d'oeuvre, man. He's like, if it was like a Russian nesting doll, I'd be like the third one out of the top portion. He's he's a giant man, and he's super kind. The first time I met him, I told him, I kind of stole your nickname. He's like, "I know who you are. It's okay." So he was great about it.
Do you grant Booger McFarland the rank of Boog?
It's a good question because it does come from Boog. Does come from he as a kid he was a little booger running around. We haven't had a formal meeting about allowing Booger into the club or whether I'm sure that there will be some type of paperwork filed, and we'll get to that. And frankly, I like his chances.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you can get Booger in there, you got to.
Got to. Whenever you have a chance, you got to do it.
Boog, how about this? The Cubs were very active. I think much to the fans' pleasure, right? Deal with all these pitching injuries. It's insane. They believe in the team. Jed Hoyer does. They go for it. Do you feel like they did enough at the deadline, adding Gaussman and all the other pieces?
They certainly did a lot. I mean, I think the combo of the trades and then you can't sit here and think they're going to get every single guy back healthy, but you look at Palencia will come back, and Cabrera comes back, and Ben Brown and Hobie Milner, etc. They address their need pitching well. I wouldn't, and they didn't touch their position playing group. I think, they're playing the Dodgers. I think that the Cubs have as good a position playing group as there is. I think that if you sat there and said, would you trade the Cubs position playing group for the Dodgers? Because, and I'm talking about offense and defense. I mean, it's kind of a push to me. I mean, I like with the star power of Ohtani, I get it, but ultimately the Cubs don't have needs position player wise. They had needs pitching, and I thought they did a really good job with it. And with all these guys, and like Clay Holmes can start and relieve, I think it puts them in a good spot. I would tell you this, that if you examine the pitching roster today and then look at what it's like, 5 days before the end of the season, the names are going to look vastly different.
Yeah. I have a question, and you know what? This is very controversial. If you don't want to speak to it, that's fine.
Let's go.
A couple of weeks ago, now I've oversold it. A couple of weeks ago, a Barstool group went to Wrigley, and we had batting practice. We took batting practice, and there's a young man that works here named Stephen Shea. And during batting practice, he was so happy to be at Wrigley Field that he stole 3 of the baseballs. He put 3 in his pocket and brought them back. Has there been any talk around the organization about criminal charges or anything like that? Have we got a reputation for being ball thieves? Tell me what's going on over there.
I mean, honestly, I probably steal 1 or 2 a day myself, so I don't feel like
they're all behind
anybody's in any trouble. And if I get it, and I've always had that type of fear that eventually someone in the middle of the game is going to come up to the booth and just be like, "You got to go."
Are those stolen balls behind you?
Yeah, it looks like you're caught red-handed.
Yeah.
Now, so much of the Cubs conversation, Boog, also kind of has to do with the Brewers, right? It's been a hell of a battle the last couple of years. Brandon was at the game last night, not at Wrigley. It couldn't be me.
Yeah, I live closer to Milwaukee.
Yeah,
what
whatever.
Do you want me to do? I live out in the sticks.
I'm just saying. Where's your confidence level at catching Milwaukee, or do you think how much does that actually matter to you?
If they could do it, it matters big. A bye is big. It's basically there's an extra round of the playoffs. You don't have to play. Yeah. I think that would be enormous. I think it would be unlikely, would be my guess. I think it'd be hard. Yeah, they've just been spotted a really big lead. So when you're talking about 6 in the loss column, it's not impossible, but if they could do it, yeah, it would be enormous to be able to get yourself a bye in the playoffs.
Boog, again, I'm going to pivot off the Cubs. I'm going to go back to you.
Oh, here we go with the Orioles.
This is not about the Orioles. I'm just curious. So you've done national broadcasts. You've obviously done a lot of games with the Cubs. I'm curious if you have a favorite game that you've called on a national scale and as a member of the Cubs broadcast team.
I mean, the one part that was fun was when I first started, it was still COVID. So it was 2021, you know, and it was still Riz and Bryant and those guys. And the ballpark was only 25% full. And then they had like a reopening day against the Cardinals. And in that game, they were down, I want to say 5-0. And Riz had this absurd 14 pitch at bat that eventually ended with a home run. And the Cubs rallied from that big deficit and they won the game. The first day, all the fans were back. You know, right now, that's pretty memorable. And then the other one is last year when they clinched the playoff spot in Pittsburgh. So, but in terms of, I don't feel like I've had a Cubs moment yet at Wrigley yet. So we'll, you're talking about playoff, postseason, celebration, something along those lines. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to.
Boog, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for waking up with us, giving us your time. Congrats on the Cookie Monster interview.
All right, you guys, let me
list.
know if you need any baseballs. I'll hook you all up.
I would 1,000%. Oh, and then, by the way, guys, I want to mention this. Project Main Street, Boog. Sorry, I want to give you the opportunity to talk about Project Main Street.
Oh, good.
I know that this is a project that you're very passionate about. It helps in finding cure for ALS, raising awareness. Tell us a little bit about Project Main Street.
I appreciate it. I lost one of my best friends from when I was 7 years old, Tim Sheehy, in 2007. And we've been running this charity to help people that are living with the disease, really trying to raise awareness. I thank you guys. We do a lot of our stuff around Lou Gehrig Day, which every year is June 2nd. You guys were big supporters. The shout out to Big Cat. I really appreciate his help. So yeah, we're trying to help as many people as we possibly can. The other day, Mark Wiseman, who is the Cubs strength and conditioning coach, put out there that his brother has ALS. So, you continue to be in the fight for it and try. And I just think it's ridiculous in 2026 that we have a disease that is basically cannot be cured. That's unreal to me. And, it's a pretty criminally underfunded disease. So I thank you for putting it out there. But projectmainstreet.org, yeah.
Yeah, Project Main Street, and street is just ST, so projectmainst.org. Go there. You can check it out. Get involved. Boog Sciambi, Boog, thank you so much, brother.
Thanks, you guys.
Yes, sir. And I do want some baseballs.
That was enjoyable.
Yeah. Boog's a man.
Yeah, enjoyed that.
Boog's a man. I hope Booger gets in the club.
There's Wrigley Field.
Good job, Connor. There's Wrigley Field.
Thank you, Connor.
For the podcast listeners.
How could anyone have ever known had you not said that? Wrap it up. Griffin, what's today's date?
August 5th, Liam Blutman's birthday.
Okay, happy birthday, Bloody. How about this? Happy birthday, Neil Armstrong.
Ooh.
Born August 5th, 1930. Maybe as the best quote ever. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Certainly up there.
Rising to the moment. In honor, we put together some of the best sports sound bites ever. Let's go ahead and run them. We got some good ones here, guys.
Playoffs?
Oh, Lord, who could forget
playoffs?
this?
You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Are you kidding me? Where are we at in society today?
God, Gundy, he held on for a
So
long time.
Young.
I know.
I'm a man.
And this
I'm
is
40.
in response to
I'm not
Neil
a
Armstrong's
kid.
quote.
Yeah,
Write something about me
The greatest quotes
or our
ever.
coaches. Don't write about a kid that does everything right, that's heart's broken, and then say that the coaches said he was scared. That ain't true.
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we're talking about practice.
Not a game.
Not a game. Not a game. Not a game. We talking about practice.
No, we just the Bears are what we thought they were.
I like how it gets
thought they
progressively
were.
madder.
We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in a preseason like it's shit? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters.
There he
The
goes.
Bears
There
are
he
who
goes.
we thought they were.
Yeah.
He's lathering up.
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their But they are who we thought they were.
He's getting mad at
We let them
himself.
off the hook.
What did you think of your team's
Oh,
ability
who
to
could
withstand
forget?
Florida State's impressive comeback?
Yeah, I'm in favor of execution. maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight.
Kelly.
Yeah, down here with us,
Kelly.
please.
What? We got this on here?
What?
Just keep you down here with us, please.
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
The best quote in sports
I
history.
was just talking to the president.
Tiger Woods.
It's every time.
God, Brian Kelly really butchered that.
He was
could not have
so
butchered
excited
that
to try
word.
to get through that. He was, I'm going to hit him with the execution line.
Oh, did we miss any guys?
Saban. So quit asking.
Oh, quit asking's great. Quit asking's great.
I put the team on the back though. That's probably one.
That's not the full quote.
You're right. That's not.
It had us in the first half.
Had us in the first.
That's a great one.
Didn't Tyler Hero just say, I don't believe in anything that happened before 1950?
I think Hero did. That's up there with like flat Earth.
Did I get AI the other day? Did PCA say he didn't believe Babe Ruth existed?
I have no idea.
It's hard these days.
I saw he was on.
Look that up.
It came from Richard Johnson,
Was he on a
MLB.
podcast with Kristen Cavallari? Was he doing Laguna Beach content?
I don't. What? No, I don't know what Laguna Beach is. I'm just about ball. That's all I care about.
Kibby, are there any other birthdays of note or anything rattling around in your brain?
Today in history, West Indies cricket captain Garfield Sobers scored 174, including a century between lunch and tea, to set up a 4th Test win against England.
I remember where I was.
Does that mean anything to you?
I remember where I was.
Century's a big deal. That's an incredible feat.
Is
You
that
like West Indies,
Incredible
Connor?
feat.
I do like the West Indies.
74 on top of a century is
That was a Mad Lib.
crazy.
Now, right? Like
Lunch
that-
and tea?
Those aren't actual
Are those like innings?
When is tea?
terms.
I know when lunch is. When's tea?
I don't know.
11sies. Do you know about 11sies?
No.
What about second breakfast? Everyone have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow for more Wake Up Barstool. Don't think it's...